Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the Lum LaL Show. I'm your host, Bilal Ray.
Yo, 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 it's your boy Pharaoh Lum, and we bike.
We back.
We bike.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you
We shouldn't have.
without a dope fiend. So I used to think he said without a dope fiend to step to. I know that's not what he says, but for years as a middle schooler, probably up into high school, the whole scenario in my head is that he went to jail. He said he should have left her shorty with some work because she ain't had no money the whole time he was in jail.
That is
He
crazy.
should have left her with a dope fiend to step to. Like, he should have gave her some work so she could go out there. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head.
That is so
I know
crazy.
that sounds crazy.
No,
like,
I used to be. So I told you, I thought Mystical's name was Mr. Cool for a little bit.
I mean,
was a
as
kid.
kids, someone says something and we just try to catch it the best that we can.
Yeah, I remember my cousins kept calling him Mystical, and I'm like, oh, okay, this nigga named
Mr.
Mr.
Cool.
Cool. And I was in the
Mr.
back of the
Cool.
car. You know, I'm like, yo, put Mr. Cool on. You know, my cousins tore me. Yeah, they said, what did you say?
Mr. Cool.
What did you say? I'm like, Mr.
Miss-
Cool. They said, yo, Av called this nigga Mr. Cool.
Hey, yo,
Kill me,
Mr.
bro.
Mr. Cool was the
Kill
force
me.
back in the G.
Bro, no, I swear. Before you got off, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know.
Why
Speaking
do
of that,
why do some right? I want to say, why do these artists keep ruining entire discographies of music for us with their salacious activities? And it don't even be like,
I feel like
oh
that's-
damn, I beat some nigga up in a grocery store. It be sexual assault. It be that's what it really be.
It's
It
really,
be
it's
sexual
really
assault.
what it be.
It be
There's
sexual
mad
assault.
crimes I can forgive, like even on certain circumstances. Like I'm not even quick to judge somebody when I hear that somebody was killed, unless I heard it was like you came to somebody's house and did something to somebody. Because I'm like, all right, maybe somebody's life was threatened, maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was. There's a lot of different scenarios when you grow up in neighborhoods and environments like us where you're not as quick to judge on somebody when you hear about a death until you get the full story. But there's certain crimes with me that there's just nothing you can say to explain the crime to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And once you do one of those, it's like there's not. Once I found out you committed sexual assault, you can't give me that I was on hard times.
No, ain't no hard
story
time.
about
hard times.
sexual assault.
Hard times leading to sexual assault is actually a worse story.
That's crazy.
That's a worse story.
That's a wild hard
than
time.
just telling me the truth, or not even the truth, just the plain Jane of it. Like, that's a worse story.
Bro, that's
But that brings us back into, the man, the myth, the legend, Puff Daddy, P Diddy, formerly known as Love,
also sex for a while.
and then called itself Sex for a while, which was the biggest giveaway of this whole thing.
Yeah, that's insane.
Now,
All these niggas give the audio just for all these niggas that go down give cues to how fucking crazy they are before it happens.
Absolutely.
Like
AJ Number But a Number was the biggest cue we could have ever had. And then, the biggest cue we could have ever had was marrying a 14-year-old. And then making her drop a song a year or two later called AJ Number But a Number.
Mr. Cool had a song where he said, "I came in with my dick in my hand. Be cool." Like what?
Yeah, what?
That's how you opened up.
And there's some bars.
That's how you sparking it off.
There's some bars from the 90s and 2000s
Ain't sitting the same.
that they are just despicable.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know what? I just came up with an idea for a segment, right?
Yeah.
Nasty bars.
Nasty bars.
Nasty bars I've heard segment.
All right,
I'm
we
telling you.
starting now because I definitely got a candidate.
We can start now. I think we got the same one in our head.
All right, let's say one I got is about one of my favorite hip hop groups.
Oh, a group. All
It's
right.
a old school. It's a semi old school hip hop group. De La Soul. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nasty bar from
Yeah.
De La Soul.
It's one of my favorite
What?
songs about De La Soul too. You know what I mean? And the song's called Grind Date. I'm just gonna promote it. It's a great, fantastic song. Only one nasty bar on it. Every other part of the song, 5 out of 5 stars, 5 mics, whatever. But there's a part where I'm not even sure which one of them said it, but he said, "I was a dick who got jerked by Tom and his boys.
Yeah, no.
Came on my leg." He either said came on my leg or came on my land. Seized my cattle and catalog as if it wouldn't leave me less than coy. So
I get what you say. I get what he's trying to say. Like,
But you ain't
yeah,
have to say you was a dick who
they
got
did me
jerked.
dirty with my publishing.
Yeah.
But you ain't have to say it like
that's
that.
crazy.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
That's nasty work.
Crazy.
That's a nasty bar.
It's crazy.
I think that back then bars like that were a lot more acceptable though, because no one automatically assumed that you were like on some gay shit.
Yeah.
But now
Still one of my favorite songs.
it's
You know what I mean?
unacceptable
One of my favorite
to
groups,
be
everything.
so, not even unacceptable, but it's just like, whoa, like what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I think so. I was gonna start with the Flavor in My Air remix, but I'm not gonna start with that. I'm actually gonna start with
Starting there.
no. I'm actually gonna start.
Oh God.
I'm actually gonna start with one of my favorite hip hop MCs of all time, and you already know what I'm about to say because I didn't even know this song existed. It's a nasty bar, but it's a nasty song for real. KRS-One, 13 and Good.
Oh no.
13 and Good. This entire
I
song.
still remember the first time hearing about that fucking song.
This entire song is about him accidentally having sex with a 13-year-old and then being like, shit, it was good though. Fuck it.
Repeatedly.
What? Repeatedly, over and over again.
Something. It was good.
13 and good. And then at the end of the
13,
song,
but it was good.
at the end of the song, her dad tells him, if you want to keep having sex with my daughter, you're going to have to give me some. That's what happens at the end of the song. So, yeah, that's nasty bars. Nasty work, man.
Nasty ass work.
Got nasty. There's another segment I was thinking about last night, and we coming up with segments on the fly. But no, for real, there's a segment last night I was thinking about because I recently went to a function, and the function compared to how some people be the function compared to how some DJs do their sets on TikTok. Now, they don't be TikTok DJs. It'd be somebody that took a clip from an actual function and put it on TikTok, right?
Okay.
Them DJs be tearing it up. They be I'm talking about mixing in vocals with other tracks that just make you want to dance because you fuck with both of them. You know what I mean? Like, they really be transitioning, mixing, splicing, and it's all good and it's on beat, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, they might mix some Dipset shit over some Osley Brothers or some shit. You're like, oh, like, it's just like, y'all niggas is going crazy. And then it made me realize, like, there's so many songs that I wish I heard at functions in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so I feel like we should dedicate a segment to songs that should be played at the function.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's just something I'm thinking about, random to come up with it during the pod. But I think that the first one that came to my mind is why don't I hear "Mesmerized" more by Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah.
Like, why don't I hear that? Like, that was, I feel like Cushion Orange Juice was probably, it could make a run for the best project to ever come out of Pittsburgh.
These niggas will black and yellow you to death here with Wiz shit. They don't want to play nothing else.
Bro,
they will black and
bro.
yellow you to death, and then there's something.
Play Statement. Play Never Been.
Shit,
Get the old Never
man,
Been.
play Miss Right for now. And you can say my name, but that shit used to ring off in the
Yeah.
club here. Yeah, bitch already knows it. Like,
Yeah.
but you know, that's a lot of. I realize like a lot of the classic music we would know from Wiz. It's funny to say that a lot of people don't know. Like, I feel like Cushion Orange Juice is where 90% of the nationwide Wiz Khalifa fans fandom start.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing about. I was listening to Chewy. You know what I mean? From Prince of the City, like older songs like that. I still listen to old Wiz music, like, so I definitely agree.
I ain't gonna lie, I still fuck with Say Yeah. I still fuck with
Say Yeah, it was crazy.
That was one of my favorite choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something to think about. But back to Diddy, man. Back to Diddy. So the world is going crazy right now for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
One of them is this case with Diddy, mainly because it seems like there's been so much to happen that people were not, fans, audience members, were not aware of, right?
Yeah.
And there's been speculation. Young Thug said that he felt like that Kid Cudi is a rat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that point, which I feel like is stupid.
I don't think Kid Cudi's a rat. I think a rat
consider
is
Kid
somebody
Cudi
who participates in a criminal activity and then they go and tell whatever, so they have a lesser punishment.
That reason right there.
That to me is what
that reason right there is the sole reason that I stood on this podcast and said that I feel like, judging by all the information I had handy, that Gunna was a rat. And I don't feel like Kid Cudi is a rat. Because the thing about me is, like, I'm not one to just be talking about everybody's activities, but Gunna has a lot of other activity outside of Young Thug that says I'm part of a gang and I support gangs. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, okay.
There's plenty of white boys doing motherfucking hip hop crime docs. You can find out for yourself. I ain't fucking Trap Lil Ross. But at the end of the day, there's plenty of activities and public things that he's done, he said, he's been a part of, he's been around, completely separate of Young Thug, that says, I'm in a gang, I'm with the street shit, I'm not fucking around with y'all niggas. He's not Mr. I'm gonna go sing on the tracks and I just happen to get caught in that was the whole thing. Like, no, he's not that at all. Like, separate of Young Thug, even if you don't get into the shit that Young Thug is in, he's done plenty to associate himself with that. They had a lot on him. Kid Cudi's done no such thing. At no point in time, since for the decade plus I think it's been that I've known about Kid Cudi or have listened to his music or seen him around or seen him interact with people on camera, has he ever came off as anybody who associated him with the streets, associated himself with the streets in any way, at all.
Like not even a little bit.
Less than everybody. Think of any rapper you could think of who isn't associated with the streets, and I guarantee you,
it's even less than Kanye.
Kid Cudi is less associated with the streets than Kanye West. He's less associated with the streets than Chance the Rapper. Think of any rapper you think that's not. He's less associated with the streets than Wiz Khalifa. I'm thinking of all rappers that don't have a clear, this nigga's about that gangster ass shit.
No, you're right.
So for people, like, you can't walk around with that mentality. Everybody's not playing by them rules, obviously, or there would be no snitches in general. But if the niggas who are doing it with these niggas and committing crimes and rolling around or rolling and ratting, why would you think a civilian, like somebody like Kid Cudi, wouldn't come? And that's the first thing. Number two is, like, he didn't come and volunteer. You know what I mean? He got subpoenaed. So he's a civilian that got subpoenaed. The nigga came in his crib and unwrapped his Christmas gifts.
I think the craziest thing is that none of this seems far-fetched.
It's not,
and then, that's the thing.
And then you have to read you have to look into the evidence to see if you really support it. Like, I didn't just look at that. I looked at what made them think that. When the police came, a black SUV sped off from the scene. The SUV that sped off from the scene, they traced the license plates to, and the license plates were registered to a bad boy owned vehicle or a bad boy owned rental, or the car that rented it was a bad boy joint. Like, there's a lot of different things with this, but you can't necessarily take that and prove that he did. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, it's one of them things we've heard about for years. We've heard about Diddy blowing, like, if you know, in the industry weeds of online rumors and you pay attention to, like, the shit that's going on in rap. We have been hearing about this for years. We've been hearing about this for years, bro.
God bless him, man, because I don't know. I just feel like this entire
God bless him.
case.
He got mental health struggles and everything too. I know I couldn't help with that.
Okay, Cudi.
I could not help with that. Bro.
I don't know how this is going to turn out, but 50 taking bets on how much time Diddy finna get in jail.
50.
He's taking bets. I don't know. I feel like he's definitely going to go down though, because it's like, they only need to really prove 2 predicate crimes to be able to get him off the racket, get him on a racketeering.
Yeah, bro.
And they got a lot to choose from. Now, when the trial first came out and they were just kind of giving perspective on his sexual preferences. I mean, then people were like, I don't like. Well, what's the big thing?
I don't think I needed to know that Diddy likes men's
I needed
ejaculation on his nipples.
I
think I could have
had
enough evidence to make a thing on it. If I was on a trial, I might have been like,
that's the weirdest thing. Why
you give me that?
That's big weird. Yeah.
Why that in my pamphlet of evidence that why I gotta read this or whatever.
I'm more interested to know if these pictures I'm seeing of him are actually real. Like, did this nigga have that much gray hair now? Did he change that much in 3 months?
I don't think he changed, bro. I just think these niggas walk around with that dark and lovely on them and make sure they always look young.
Yikes.
You gotta understand, when somebody, think of the type of vanity you have to chase a woman down how he did in the hotel room.
Wait, pause.
And beat their ass. You know what I'm saying? Think of the vanity and the insecurity.
He said these niggas walk around with that dark and lovely on.
They do, bro. They be dipping their head in that ink every morning, trying not to show no gray. Like, and niggas like, he couldn't have changed that much. Nigga, that's how his hair probably was like that for 5, 6, 7 years. Especially all the bullshit he doing, all the stress he done. I'm willing to bet he might have been gray way longer than we know. You seen Steve Harvey popped out with the fucking slick bald head on us. He ain't go from a perfect hairline to a slick bald head.
No, he took his wig off.
No black man in the history of the universe.
That's one thing.
Would cut a hairline like we seen Steve Harvey had the last time we see him to a bald head.
No,
there's not one.
No. He had a wig on, and that's one thing about Steve Harvey where it's like, there's only so much I can actually listen to from Steve Harvey because you wore a wig for my entire childhood. So it's kind of like, I don't believe you.
I think I'd be more devastated if Braun was on. I think I'd be less devastated if Braun was on steroids than I was when I found out Steve Harvey's hairline wasn't real.
Yeah, and Braun gets fat. Braun gets tested. Well, now NBA players have like 4 or 5 different steroid tests.
Yeah,
and he's always clean.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that he's on steroids.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But that nigga was wearing a wig, bro.
Yeah, Steve Harvey wearing a wig is crazy. That hairline was like, that was the golden standard.
I think they call it a hairpiece or whatever you want to call it, bro.
Man,
It's a wig.
that shit was the golden standard. Now
It was like you wanted the Steve Harvey lineup,
Yeah.
and his shit was full.
now there's only one. Jerome Bettis, you are the king.
Yeah, Bettis came.
Bettis is the hairline king.
Bettis had the crispy joint.
Because it was
forever.
him or Steve Harvey, and like you was frying on him. That's the Bettis. You know what I'm saying, I seen Bettis on some other day. His shit's still sitting like nigga.
And I get
Right
that
here.
let's be honest, and I don't feel this way for myself. But I also don't truly have a desire to be famous.
Yeah,
I love peace,
yeah,
and I don't see peace associated with people who have fame, to be honest.
yeah,
But I do realize that fame makes people do strange things, man.
yeah. It does.
Like people will do strange things, like these ab cutouts that these niggas is getting.
No, that's insane.
It's like, why would you do that? Why don't you just? And then if you really got the paper for that,
Bro.
go get you a trainer
And
that
just go
make
get
you a
right.
meal plan for that same amount of money. Maybe not the same. Maybe $3,000 more.
Yeah,
You can get a trainer that's also going to grocery shop for you,
yeah.
and you can get right.
Nobody wants to do the work though, bro.
The work is fun though.
They don't want to do the work, whether it be like trying to get in shape or even trying to rap. Most of the young rappers I meet, they trying to like live this fantasy where they like, because all these niggas be like, I was rapping for 6 months, then I got my deal. I did my first show, then I turned around and fucking met Lil Wayne. Like that's all these niggas.
But the
little
thing
stories
is,
be.
the thing about
Even if they're
that
lying,
is
you know
though,
what I mean? They just feel like they want that instantaneous. This is why niggas want to go sculpt their abs out their body rather than do 1,000 push-ups a week. Or,
sculpt their abs out their body looks so crazy because you still got love handles and your lats ain't on shit.
and it's just scary.
And you just look like a
And
slim
are they
worm
opening
with-
you up? Or are they like, because that
Pause. I don't know what they
Pause.
doing.
yeah, pause.
See, that's why you can't. That's why nasty bars is
You
something.
can't say
no.
nothing.
You can't say a
That
damn
was crazy.
thing.
Are you opening? Oh my god! Are you
Yikes.
opening you up is fucking
Yike it
crazy.
in.
I'm happy y'all gotta
Nah.
ask that question to myself. That's something y'all niggas got asked
Yeah,
when you go
hell
to sleep
no.
and get
we
them
not,
fucking.
we not living
But
like that.
I don't know. Like, are they cutting you open to put these motherfuckers in?
I
or they
think it's
just
some form of
installing
liposuction where they cut fat out of sections to make the fat around it protrude and seem like it's an ab.
I don't think there's one thing on me or about me that I'm that insecure enough to want to get put to sleep and let somebody cut me open about my body.
No, bro.
I don't think there's one thing. Now, there's definitely things I want
And
to work
to be
on with
fat,
myself,
like
but
if
like
you
that's
have,
crazy.
I've been big my whole life, bro. I'm just now like slimming up for real. I've never had a problem from any woman about me being big, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
I've never encountered somebody saying, I fuck with you, you just too big. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I've never heard that.
yeah,
So I get being insecure because insecurity has really nothing to do with reality and it's everything to do with your own perception of yourself.
yeah.
But to be insecure to the level that you feel like you know what everybody's thinking about you all the time, that's just another level.
Yeah, you can't control what everybody thinks about you all the time. Like, no one is for everybody. You know what I mean? People out there, everybody has different types of shit that they like. There's chicks out there that's only going to date niggas that or got 20 pounds more muscle than both of us. You know what I'm saying? There's chicks out there whose body type is me. Perfect body type is you. Same with everybody. Everybody has their preferences and and the things that they like. You know what I mean? I think when people talk about losing weight, they need to focus more so on things that have to do with health and feeling better about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More so than trying to change people's public perception.
Discipline.
Though I will say that's most
takes
people's
discipline.
that's a lot of people's motivation to change the public perception of themselves.
But public
rejecting
perception
them, you know what I mean?
is actually public perception is a symptom of not even because public perception can sway in either way.
Yeah.
Public perception should have the smallest say in how you feel about yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that's what fame do though. Fame, like
Yeah.
you gotta think like how many women get famous in the entertainment industry, specifically music, and then feel the pressure to change their body. Like it's almost mandatory.
Most
Like we
probably.
all thought that, and this is no shade, but we all thought that Glorilla was gonna be the one that didn't get no work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I feel like you have that pressure. I feel like there's inherently more.
I don't even know what that pressure.
There's way
is
more
like,
pressures.
but I'm starting to realize like it's more than what I even thought it was.
Remember, I always talk about there's way more pressures with the girls
Oh yeah, for
than
sure.
than with us. It costs more for them. Like even people, I've heard so many different people that have been in the industry that I've met years apart say, yeah, you want to put a male artist together, it's X amount of money, but if you want to get a girl, between hair, outfit, makeup, just the cost to move around, it's a lot more bread and it's a lot more
Yeah,
demand
because
on them.
first of all,
You know,
as a woman, if you're gonna sell sex, you have your body gotta be. Now, number one, it ain't even your body has to look a particular way for the media. Now, it ain't about desirability because there's plenty of women who are extremely desirable, but a camera might not favor them, and they might not feel the best about their body, so it's just not a good match, right?
Yeah.
And then it's this whole, like you said, makeup, hair, nails, the outfit can't look cheesy. It's a lot.
Even even when you have deeper shit to say, like I've been through Doce's album, not the whole thing, but a good amount of it, and I can honestly say she's an artist that has a lot to say. She's not super predicated on sex, but the girl does have sex appeal, and I feel like a lot of times they're going to pressure you to have sex appeal. Doce might not be Doce or in the same place that she is if per se she was 150 pounds heavier,
Right.
maybe with a slightly bigger bottom lip and a lazy eye.
No, facts.
Rapping the exact same way.
Yeah, no.
You feel what I'm saying?
They're gonna act different.
And it's gonna be hard for the nigga to get on that as well, but it's not as hard.
It's not as hard.
It's not as hard.
You can have a lazy eye and look crazy as a dude and not dress well, but that just means that your lane has to be gangster music.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of really big rappers get on. I haven't seen a lot of really big girl rappers get on to the point of like being a national act, like Gorilla Black or Big X to Plug or shit BFB to Pac-Man, which is he's a smaller artist, but he's still touring nationally. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it is harder for girls because the standard of the physical standard for women is so much more. It's like if you ain't looking like this, like they were making jokes about the girl who got she was a fairy with a fatty song out, and it's like
making jokes about her why?
Because she just basically saying they think she ugly or something. She just looks like a regular girl.
Yeah,
that's the thing now. Regular women she's ugly.
You know.
She ain't got a nose job, BBL. A lot of these niggas, at least in the industry, you know what I mean. I don't think the average nigga thinks like that. I think that's a misconception. But I do.
No, that's not how the average.
Yeah.
And a lot of women. I
seen
this reel of this dude.
I think we seen the same reel.
Yeah, of this dude asking girls and guys. Right, he asked the girls first. Do you think guys prefer natural bodies or BBLs?
Yeah.
And all the girls said BBLs. And then he asked
the
the guys
and they said
like,
natural.
And if you ask me right now, I've never in my entire life, preferred a BBL over a natural body.
Yeah, and I never would, just for people who gonna look at this and be like, oh, niggas hating on BBLs. It's just a lot more to think about.
No, it's just that they're not for us. They're for y'all.
Here's my thing.
They're for y'all.
I don't know. None of us know what the average is on how a BBL ages. That's my thing. When I used to talk to my ex about getting the BBL, no one knows what a 40-year-old BBL is. My whole thing is you're talking about looks. I used to talk to her, you're talking about looks and certain things like, and I'm not saying it just because I feel like you look good and I'm your man, I should be enough for you, and you should just wipe all your insecurities away. People have insecurities. I understand that. But it's like, yo, you would really go risk your fucking life for a flatter stomach and a fatter ass? Like, no lie, like my ex had 2 kids. So to me, it's just like, yo, like, I'm not against it. Like, I'm insecure. I'm against it. Like, I don't want you to fucking die. I'm terrified. You talking about you want to go down to fucking random fucking whoever the fuck's office and have them open you up. You're going to sign a fucking waiver. They're going to cut you fucking open and do shit to you. I don't think that's some shit that you should get done unless you about to die. I never want to be cut open and have anybody do shit to me unless I'm about to be out of here. I would never voluntarily let anybody, because the risk is so high. These people are so willing to do it just for a new look. It's terrifying to me. That was the first. Another thing is like, yo, we don't know how that shit's going to age. So for me, the reason I prefer natural is not because I'm looking at girls who have BBLs and assuming they all have a certain type of mentality. It's just that there's a lot of what ifs, ands, or there's a lot of things I don't know, like how it ages. So if I'm going to be with somebody forever, I am a little bit like,
my thing isn't even, or the Asian thing isn't something I thought about. It's the health risks that come after
and that's
over
what
time.
And that's what I'm saying.
Over
How is it
time,
aging?
yeah.
How is it going to affect your health in 40 years? I ain't talking about how it looks in 40 years. It may very well look horrible in 40 years. That's a whole nother ball game. Is the shit they put in your body going to be clean? Did fucking Dr. Miami wash his hands? I just don't think all those risks should be taken unless you about to be out of here. And to me, the risk for that is, I mean, I'm not going to judge anybody, but to me, it's just never nothing that I would really rock with or sign off on or think is worth it for anybody that I actually care about. I would never want anybody that I actually care about that much to put, to me, what is unnecessary risk on the table to do something that's only going to alter you physically and do nothing for your physical health.
Yeah.
You know
I mean,
what I mean? That's
but
all.
also I just feel like it'll be strange for a man to say I prefer women who have had work done. I think that to me
I think it's
is the
strange as
sign
hell.
of a man that's not really super into women. I don't know what he's into or what he's not into, but I'm just saying as far as all of the men that I know and been friends with, me being a man, having interactions with other men talking about women, I don't see any of us saying with honesty that we truly prefer women that have had work done. Now, and that's why I said BBLs aren't for men. Women don't get BBLs for men.
Yeah.
Women get BBLs for themselves.
Yeah, a lot. Honestly,
Or
though,
for other girls.
a lot of stuff I feel like is that though, because how many niggas is checking for? I mean, me personally, I'm not checking for a girl's purse unless like it match her outfit. Sometimes I'm like, okay, she put that together nice, but I'm not the type of nigga who gonna walk in a party and check for a girl bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check for certain things. I'm not really checking at all. I may notice.
Like having expensive purses.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel like there's a lot of shit, like when you buy expensive bags, I feel like that's for girls. When they do a lot of different things, it's to present well. And a lot of shit's for girls. Like I was talking to my homegirl the other day, and I'm like, yo, you know what I hate? I've always just hated no matter what relationship I've been in. She said, what? I said, birthday makeup. I've hated every single girl's makeup that I've ever, if I've been with you, and you know what I'm saying, shout out to you if you ever been in a relationship, you know what I mean?
Birthday makeup.
Shout out to all my, shout out to my exes.
Why birthday makeup?
Bro, because it's always just over-encompassing. I feel like every girl I've ever dealt with has been naturally beautiful. Complete natural beauty. Wake up in the morning, I'll tell you, you look good. I feel like you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I'm not the type of person that judges it, but like, then you pop out looking like a parrot on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Looking crazy. It's
the drag queen makeup.
Bro, it's the fucking drag queen makeup.
Yeah, everybody do it.
I couldn't figure out a way to describe it. And every birthday I had to have with a girl I liked, or not a girl I liked, a girl who was actually my girlfriend, where I'm going through the day, and okay, it's your day, we're going to do X, Y, Z. I'm just like, you got this fucking.
But that's the style. That's the thing, though. That's the thing that a lot of, like.
Don't need it.
I think that women notice, and I think that men notice, but sometimes the lines get crossed.
Yeah.
Those things aren't for men.
Yeah.
They don't put on makeup for men.
Yeah.
They put on makeup for them so they can feel better and for other women to acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Some of them think that it's for men or that it's to look good in general, but like that's not the stuff that makes you look good. Like I would say generally to a guy, women tend to look better in plain clothes than they do in going out clothes. Yeah. I don't know why that is the way we wired. That's just the way we wired.
You know why? Because we know self-consciously this is how we're going to see you 85% of the time. Probably 90%. Too. Yeah. Who gives a fuck how you look when you dolled up? Yeah. No offense to anybody out there, but if you my girl, you think I'm going to choose you based on how you look when you're dolled up? I'm not choosing nobody completely based on looks anyway. That's stupid. But if you are choosing somebody based on looks, why would you choose somebody based on how they look when they're dolled up? Are they waking up dolled up Sunday morning when
people put on makeup
when they sick in the fucking face and you got to take care of them? Are they dolled up?
Yeah, you right.
You know what I mean? Like when they going out, when y'all going shopping, and you don't always got to be dolled up. And it's cool if you like to get dolled up. I'm always going to appreciate somebody trying to dress up and put that shit on for me. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna tell you look good with the sweats and with the fucking ponytail.
I mean, but that's
because you look good.
That's the preference for me. Like, for example, there was two things I was thinking about the other day. Or one reminded me of what you just said with like the purse. Yeah, having an expensive purse as a woman actually limits the type of guys that'll talk to you more than what you would think. Probably. And the reason why it limits it is because the only guys who know a Birkin in person are niggas who assume that they can pay for your pussy. You get me?
Yeah, you right.
Like if a nigga look at her purse and be like, oh, you got a Birkin. Oh, first question in his head is who bought you that?
How much?
Nah, not how much. You know how much? Who bought it?
No, I ain't saying how much for the Birkin.
Oh yeah.
First question in his head
how much?
is,
how much? Yeah.
How much? And then he starts to ask all them other questions around.
Facts, because it's like
how much. All right, let's get down to business. How much is it?
Right, because that bag low key means that you're purchasable. Now, you may have gotten it for yourself. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Because the same thing is if you see a nigga driving around in a Lamborghini, you have a certain perception of him. Yeah. He might not be the nigga that you think he is. Yeah. But that's not what's in question here. Yeah. What's in question here is that majority of people who drive this car or majority of people who have that bag are down for X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So then it means, because if you see a nigga in a Lamborghini, most women think he a trick. Yeah. Now, if you see a girl with a Birkin bag, most men gonna think, oh, you got to pay for the coochie.
Yeah, you get tricked on.
Now,
if I got the money, I got the ticket.
Now, only thing that's going to do for most women is it's going to get them a trick, or it's going to turn away a nigga that they actually might like because he feel like either he can't afford it or he don't want to have to afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really depends. It's push and pull, it's give and take. Some girls don't care about that and they don't have to. Some of them might have heard that and be like, damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
You know what
Some
I mean?
niggas don't either. There's the chicks out there with Birkins and the niggas out there with Lamborghinis. It's like, fuck what y'all talking about.
Facts.
So it's like,
but
that's you. But yeah, you should worry about the energy you put out for what you know what I mean, want to attract, male or female. I feel like there were certain things I feel like I was doing for a while. I ain't really gonna speak on. It was attracting certain types of women, and I had to realize I had to change my energy. You know what I mean, as far as what I was putting out.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. After a while, like you build a reputation. You know what I'm saying? And despite popular demand and thinking the reputation is gonna be bad for you sometimes, for everybody that's gonna be like, ooh, I wouldn't want to fuck with them or fuck with him. You're going to pique people's curiosity when people start saying certain shit about you. You know what I mean? And it's cool to have people's curiosity pique about you in that way, but at the same time, you start to overly attract that type of person and overly attract that type of energy. I feel like that's for you. Everybody should kind of watch what type of energy they want to put out. And, you know, sometimes it's important just to go out as you. If you do like Birkins just because you collect them, I think you need to wear that shit hardcore because it's you. Represent you when you go out.
Right.
Whoever you are represents you. Unless somebody decide whether or not they want to be you. There's too many of us who put on like a mask or a facade when we go out. Yeah. Put on airs, if you will. Yeah. Like, represent you. So niggas don't got to find out later. Or women don't got to find out later who you are.
But you know, that's the whole dating thing right now was men versus women. And it's tiring. And that brings me to another point is like this whole the reopening of Tory versus Meg. I can say with great honesty, I'm not really concerned about the details of the case or what the truth is. I hope whoever is a real victim, whoever is not, everybody gets the justice they deserve. But my thing is here goes another thing for men and women to argue about. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. Mm-hmm. Y'all get on my last nerves because it's all the niggas in Tory's corner and all the women in Meg's corner, and everybody want to argue again about some stuff that's already out.
Oh, no, it's not even. There's niggas and women in the opposite corner too.
There's niggas and women in the opposite corner too, but they're the same.
Yeah.
The men that are on Meg's side are the same as the women that are on Meg's side. The women that are on Tory's side is the same as the men that's on Tory's side. They have the same disdain for men and women. Like, and it's just like, it's crazy because we have Ibrahim Traoré right now sweeping a storm up in Africa, getting all these black leaders to start to be on one accord, kick these European entities out of their country, revoking their mining licenses, building industries, and we over here talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And the shit is kind of like redundant.
Or Papoose and Remy Ma.
Or Papoose and Remy, because Papoose and Remy been happening. What is there left to talk about?
I don't know. There's just a lot of.
They both are no longer together.
Yeah.
She cheated. They're done. They keep
bringing stuff up. You know, now they're putting each other's business out there. And I'm seeing a lot of girls just randomly say shit about Clarissa Shields, and I just think it's really.
You know
weird.
why? Because Clarissa Shields doesn't fit the normal beauty standard of what people think it should be beauty.
I just think
she's a dark skinned girl that's scrappy. She know how to fight.
To me, it's like going online. It's like going online and talking shit about Tank because he came out with his hair not cut and some dirty shoes on. Number one, she has more money than y'all.
Wait, what happened?
These girls are talking basically, oh yeah, she has this and that. She couldn't leave her. I'm tired of her hair looking some type of way or her nails. And I'm like, that's like me talking about Tank coming out without his fucking haircut with some dirty fucking pants on. She has more money than y'all.
But this is one thing that I think this is one thing that people underestimate, and something that maybe people just don't really understand is that in general, women are as, or if not more, shallow than men.
My whole thing is this:
like they think about looks, in a way that men do as well.
If you think that you don't look stupid talking about somebody who is literally at the tippy top of her fucking profession.
But that's what
in the world because your ponytail
because
your ponytail is a little more slick, then you are slow.
But that's how people treat celebrities. Celebrities are something to throw darts at or to throw roses at, and that's just how people are.
And it's just
in general.
Weird. It's just a weird type of energy. Like
if a dude boxer come out without a haircut looking like he just got up off the corner, falling. Men will look at him as a boxer and say, "Yo, he look like he ready to fuck somebody up."
Yeah.
He look like he ready
I'm gonna be
to
honest.
get down.
The joke is when niggas' hair is cut always in the NBA, they ain't ready to play. See, that nigga came through too crispy and
You
shit.
know what I mean?
They make jokes like
if you look
like
scruffy as a dude and you're in a combat sport or a competitive sport,
There's
like, oh yeah, he's not.
There's
one
a
to
such
play
thing
with.
as a playoff beard.
You feel me?
Which is you just letting your shit grow. There's
You
a
ain't got
such
no
thing
time
as
to
a
get
playoff
nice.
beard. It's playoff.
Everything
nigga.
is focused on getting this
playoffs.
game in.
I done seen niggas all cut their shit ball. But you're right. It goes back to that physical standard. And to me, it's sad when I see anybody doing it. But it's super sad when I see women trying to hold.
Even if you're in combat sports,
standard.
you gotta look pretty all the time. That's crazy.
And that's what I'm saying. I expect
you gotta have your hair done to the nines all the time,
and it's upsetting.
And you get punched in the face for a living.
And that's what I'm saying,
That's crazy.
Bro. And it's extra upsetting to me because I'm gonna be honest, like. I expect niggas to be niggas to a certain extent. I'm gonna call them out on it. I don't think it's okay. But the weird shit with niggas do, and the weird shit that women do with the gender shit. But it's just,
what you mean?
I'm gonna expect niggas to be super judgmental about looks. Like I'm gonna expect women to be judgmental about certain shit. You know what I mean? But to see the women kind of being like, oh, she don't got her shit, then it's just weird to me. That's not her fucking job. Her job is to knock motherfuckers out.
I don't think it's weird though, because how many women understand knocking people out?
So why are you commenting on a boxer?
Because she's available to comment on.
No, you're commenting on her because a nigga got cheated on supposedly, and his ex-wife left with a nigga before they even left the fucking marriage, and he found somebody else. That's why you're commenting on her, because you're on this girl versus nigga shit, and you want to take Remy's side and some shit without knowing the intricate details of their relationship. I'm not saying Pap is in the right or wrong. I don't fucking know. Just like half of these fucking dingbats don't fucking know.
What would he have done to be in the wrong for anything?
Bro, Remy went out and said that I guess called him a broke ass nigga, all this extra shit. My point is none of us really know. So why are you talking about this girl like you fucking know her?
Nigga?
Yeah,
I don't understand that. Let me put this in perspective, bro. As a human being on this planet that has a 9-to-5 and has had one for over a decade, there is no one like Papoose can never be broke as hell.
Yeah.
In what universe is a nigga that can pay all of my bills 4 times a month broke as hell?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, being broke is extremely relative, bro.
And you know what's crazier about that whole situation?
That's crazy.
Work, bro. You know what's crazier about that whole situation?
What?
You started talking to a nigga way broker than him. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying.
And that's on facts.
And that's why I'm saying.
That's on record.
So
bro.
That's why I'm bringing back what I'm saying about Clarissa. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Do you understand?
No, it's just something to pick at, bro. That's celebrities. I'm telling you, roses are darts.
Sense.
Roses are darts. You, as a celebrity, you get roses and darts, bro.
It makes no sense because even if you're on that, like me personally, I don't know what was going on in a marriage. But my whole thing is like, even if you on that side, like you have no point talking about this girl looking like it's just weird. And Remy saying that you broke, it's like, nigga, you're not talking to you didn't start talking to fucking, I don't know, insert. Whatever rich rapper, you ain't start talking to 50, nigga. You ain't start talking to Travis Scott. You start talking to whoever the fuck.
Battle rapper.
Not even the most, or second, or third, or fourth, or fifth most popular battle rapper. Yeah. So for you to say that online now, considering that you really went to talk to a nigga about his feelings, it's like it would be like Nicki talking about Meek being the brokest nigga she ever talked to. You know how crazy you sound? You talking to a regular nigga now.
But I think that women saying that men are broke is.
That's just their go-to.
Yeah, it's a go-to. So it's not even about the validity of it. It's that it casts a shadow of a doubt upon your masculinity. Yeah. That's all. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, you're broke.
And it's just corny, and it's like, and insecure from both.
When's the last time
even
been
Pat
evicted?
Responding? It's like, what you doing?
It's like, okay, have I been evicted in the last 10 years?
Yeah, no.
Have I had a car repo?
Yeah.
Have I had utilities shut off?
Yeah.
For anything less than a power outage?
Yeah,
right? Do my kids have lunch money? Do they have college funds? Like, if all these answers are in the clear, then you can't really say that person's broke. Yeah. Man or woman. Like, how can that motherfucker be broke, bro?
Even if you do, like I said, everybody has their preferences. So my whole thing is this. If a chick wants to stop talking to you and say, yo, I can't talk to you, like you said, you never heard it. If you did hear it and say, yo, you just too big for me or whatever, you can say that's peace. There's plenty of women out there that fuck with me. I don't have no issues finding none. That's peace. And it wouldn't sound bad. It would just sound like a preference.
Yeah.
If she goes to talk to a 450-pound nigga who can't get up off the couch after she done talking to you, that shit sounds stupid. Yeah. So to me, her saying it sounds even stupider considering who you chose. And I don't have no issue with homie, but it's not like he known for getting bread.
We're talking about
like,
music industry wise. There's no way he got more bread.
He don't got more bread than half these.
Especially when Pap got
I doubt he has more bread than
on,
any of them niggas on Wildin' Out. Any nigga who done showed his face on Wildin' Out 5, 6 times. No,
he wasn't.
No. Not to my knowledge. Maybe one time. Not on
Charlie
there
Clips,
like
Charlie Clips is definitely getting more chilly.
Not on there like Clips or Hitman or motherfucking Conceited or any of these niggas that doing these skits and these BET performances. Like I don't see you on none of them. Even if you were the hottest nigga there, you probably still wouldn't have more than him. So it's like it's just a dumb point to make considering your choice.
But you know she upset, bro. She upset that she's upset. The reason why everyone who gets left is upset when the person that left them is now on some new shit.
Yeah,
it's
publicly.
Like, you get upset.
You mad because at the end of the day, let's just be real. You mad if I'm Pap, you mad because who I chose is more lit than who you chose. Period. You mad because I upgraded and you downgraded.
That's what happened.
You damn sure ain't the fucking top of the fucking motherfucker in your field anymore.
Never was.
I mean, if
when was Remy Ma the top female rapper, bro?
Somebody out there may think that. What I'm saying is right now, she's definitively not. Somebody out there may think...
No, and then somebody out there think that, they're tripping. They're tripping. Remy Ma was never the best female rapper out. That was never a case. She might have had the hottest song out at some point, but having the hottest song does not make you the best rapper. Never did.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she was. But, you know, she had her run where I guess, you know, if at the point in time, if she was the highest selling for a couple weeks, she could have popped her shit. I guess whenever Put Your Right Hand Up or Conceited or one of them joints was out. But my whole thing is like... Which
Pap wrote.
Yeah. My whole thing is like...
that's the part that's really fucked up.
That's the whole thing. Like, you're going to be mad. Like, if the person that your ex chose is more lit than you and you ain't that secure, you're going to be mad. She would not be mad if Pap was running around with some little, you know what I'm saying, some little rug rat from Brooklyn or whatever, that she felt like she could just step on. Some up-and-coming rapper he was trying to put on or some shit that we never heard of. I don't think any of this is happening. But at the end of the day, if one of us breaks up with a girl we talk to tomorrow and they start talking to the nigga that work at fucking Save a Lot and we start talking to Christina Milian, they're going to be sick. Mm-hmm. They're going to be sick. They're going to be sick to their stomach unless they completely secure. If there's even a little bit of insecurity, a little bit of missing you, or a little bit of hurt from that relationship, you're going to be sick. And I really think that all stems with that fact that, like, he got a little lit out here. That's why it just looks crazy to me. And I feel like when you have kids together and you're married, y'all shouldn't just be talking about each other online like this. Like, y'all shouldn't be putting... I hate when I see people just willingly throw their business to the wind. And I hate that I even know this much. Yeah. Like, it's weird.
That's why I said fame make people do strange things, bro. Because fame will make you do things that are completely illogical to tell your story to people who don't give a fuck about your story.
Bro, the amount of things that people try to explain to people that they don't explanation to, like, not for nothing, Boss Man D-Lo let gay rumors come, go, niggas talk about them, let a motherfucker come out and say that they were lying about it and kept on to his business. Now, do that nigga fuck with niggas? I don't know. But I feel like he handled it the best way to the fuck you could, because where there's smoke, there's not always fire. Like I said, sometimes it's just a lying motherfucker with a match. And I seen the little template when she came out, when the little tranny whatever came out, or dude, don't want to defend anybody. When the person came out that said they was messing with him, said that they were lying. So, you know, it's not really a story that I kept up on. I just seen it pop up in my feed because, like, I was scrolling down, and here's the funny way I always know celebrities going through like a minor public crisis. I'll be scrolling down, and it'll just be somebody who I follow, and I'll just see the wildest comments, like the wildest comments in somebody's feed, like Mr. Too Slippery, huh? Like, you a wild boy. I'm seeing all these rainbows. I'm like, what's going on? And then I commented, and then I figured out what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. But to me, I wasn't
really up on that. Like, I didn't hear too much about it. I just happened to see it.
But I'm wary of that, because you remember what happened with Chingy? The one, the popular tranny chick, what's her name? His name? I don't know how to pronounce the person. Sydney Starr. Years ago,
I think you just say woman.
Am I supposed to say woman?
I think so. Yeah.
You sure?
Are they transitioned to a woman?
They walking around acting like one.
Yeah, I think that's
all right. Woman.
I think that's what
the trans woman, Sydney Starr. I just want to be politically correct. Came out and lied about this nigga Chingy all them years ago, and then 20 years later, going to tell us that you lying. Came out and basically said Chingy was fucking with her, like posted these pictures early 2000s when you really couldn't get online and fucking defend yourself, when that shit was really deaf, low key. More deaf than it was right now. Like, she came out
and then the thing about that whole thing is this. If people were saying there's nothing wrong, and I'm not saying that there is. I'm just pointing out a point.
Yeah.
If people really said or really felt like there was nothing wrong with someone being with a trans woman,
Yeah.
why does it end careers to be with a trans woman?
Yeah, I don't know why it ended Chingy's career. I just think.
No. We know why.
Oh yeah, rap is the hyper masculinity fucking playground. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter what career you are. He could have been a fucking business banker.
Yeah.
That was in the public eye just because he lived a playboy lifestyle.
You're right. I would say any career.
You could have been
public,
anything.
Anything public, your shit would have been in danger.
And that's strange for me because it's like the same person will say, "Oh, I need rights, I need this, I need that," but you'll turn around and expose somebody for fucking with you to end their career. So that means that you know inherently that there's a level of whatever is happening.
Hate for you. To me,
like that's weird as fuck,
bro. I said that to somebody before. To me, there's no weirder thing than trying to utilize the hate the society has for you to expose somebody else.
Exactly.
And
that's what it really is.
It's like, yo, you're gonna utilize the hate the society has for you. Like this motherfucker fucking with me, y'all. Can you believe it?
Right.
And that's crazy.
But then turn around and say like,
because you don't feel the hate too.
But it's almost like saying
that's
like
crazy.
It's almost like it's almost like fighting for civil rights, right? And then trying to get a president impeached, or trying to get a president, overthrown, impeached, whatever, by outing him to say like, oh, he came to a black church and shook all of our hands. He shook all these black folk hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure you want to vote for him?
Yeah.
But then I was trying to get civil rights. But like, what are we talking about?
It's just so weird.
Who are you?
Yeah,
what do you represent?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
What's true to you?
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm just like, I don't get it. But
yeah, I don't really get it.
God bless. I don't get it.
Yeah, God bless.
I don't know what's up with D-Lo, but I don't care to know who y'all be having sex with.
I don't.
It's not my business.
I don't care.
I don't want to know.
I don't care.
That's the thing. Like
I don't.
People be like, "Oh, did you hear?" Like, no, listen, I don't need that tea.
I don't care. I don't want the tea. I don't care. And nowadays, these chicks be talking to niggas with their nails done, with purses on, with makeup on. I would not be surprised if some of these niggas are just running around doing whatever they doing and telling the chicks. And if they telling the chicks they fuck with, then they technically not down low, I guess, right? As long as you telling who you hitting, my point is, whatever solution has to happen. My point is this: whatever solution has to happen so that I don't have to see it on my timeline. I would love that.
You're always gonna see it on your timeline because that's what timelines is for. Timelines ain't even for like timelines aren't for truth and honesty. Timelines are for entertainment and distraction. That's what they're for, bro. So it's just like
I'd be so tired.
You always gonna get that.
See it in fucking random
darts and roses.
Random fucking
darts and roses, bro. And then I think that, there's also a conversation about how people should handle these artists that are and entertainers, movie actors, movie producers, the full gamut of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
How should we handle their work post scandal? Like, are we supposed to not listen to their music anymore? Because R. Kelly got the full, like, oh, we won't play R. Kelly at the cookout no more. And honestly, I completely understand it. And also, it's devastating to the cookout vibes.
Oh, it's devastating.
Because Step for the Name of Love was like, what?
Devastating for the whole black community. Happy people.
Remix to Ignition. Come
on. Crazy?
Please.
Like, are you crazy?
Like, what are we talking about here?
Nigga,
so now we're in a place where it's just like, well, how many songs can we not play?
I can't even play Past the Cavassier anymore.
Come on.
It's over.
That was a hit.
It's over. Diddy all on that shit. Break it off. Too much hair on your knives. Shave it off. Like, what?
Shave it off.
I ain't on there listening to Diddy talk about shave it off. That's what he did in the video.
Yo, what are we supposed to do with the music post scandal?
We just put it in the video.
Tory got taken off of a bunch of stuff. Which we knew that was going to happen. I think the only person who survived the scandal was Michael Jackson, because there was so much evidence that showed that these motherfuckers was lying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
and due to the fact he was more loved than all of them too. Michael Jackson was a loved motherfucker, man. Compared to, I don't think.
Yeah, he was more loved.
I don't think there's any rapper,
loved.
And I'm just even
rapper. No.
This is loved as Michael Jackson.
No.
Well, I don't think anybody.
I think the only person who has amassed the same sentiment is probably Beyonce.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
Beyonce
crying
is
when you
only,
walk past. If you touch my hand, I might faint. Type shit.
But I don't know that Beyonce's sentiment is equal to Michael's, and I say that only because men, straight men, straight women, gay women all felt that way about Michael. Yeah. And maybe I'm delusional in this, but I feel like there's not a lot of straight men that are Beyonce fans.
Yeah, not heavily.
Am I tripping?
Like I don't like. Obviously, neither one of us dislike Beyonce.
And no, it's not. It's not like
we
like
gonna grab tickets to a
fan,
concert.
Though.
Like I don't know that I'm going to.
I'm going to a Michael Jackson concert.
I'm going for sure, front line.
I'm
at
not,
any age, I wouldn't want to.
I'm not going to a Beyonce concert, and it's not because I don't like Beyonce. It's just that that's not what I listen to.
And there's plenty of girls I'll go to. Missy Elliott going tour right now. I'm going to a Missy Elliott.
I would go to. Who would I go to? That's a singer. I feel like there's a couple people I'll go to. I'm trying to think of somebody I'll be excited to go to.
Excited to see?
As a woman singer, damn.
Honestly, with me, it ain't gonna be nobody. It's not too many people right now. I'd be excited to see Jasmine Sullivan in concert. I'd be excited to see.
I would want to see Raven Lenae because I really like her music.
She is. I forgot about her, to be honest.
But I can't really think of anybody that I would be excited like, oh, I gotta go see such and such.
And just for the record, there's not like a lot of R&B people I'm gonna be excited for, like either like excited, like not excited, like I listen to party shit. I don't know if I'm gonna be excited.
No, there wouldn't be nobody I'd be super excited to see.
You know what I mean? I'm a vibe.
That kind of sucks though. I want to be excited to see somebody.
Yeah, no, you're talking about in the '90s. There's plenty of people in the '90s that would have been excited.
But that's nostalgic
men
too.
and
like,
women,
damn.
But R&B, there's not a lot of R&B that I'm super.
There's a lot of good R&B, but you gotta dig for it low key.
Yeah,
you gotta like.
Everybody has toxic R&B. It's the men versus women. These girls is talking about fuck these niggas. These niggas is talking about fuck these girls, and a lot of these R&B songs. Like I hardly hear
stay away from R&B like that
because that's what the popular R&B be sounding like.
Oh, that's popular R&B. I stay away from R&B like that. Yeah. When I think about R&B that I listen to. This is the first artist that popped in my head, but he got the least amount of songs on my playlist for some reason. Lucky Day. I listened to some Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas now is starting to become more like that. Yeah. But I feel like he got a good balance.
I used to listen to Khalid a lot, but I haven't listened to him.
I don't got a lot of Khalid on my playlist. I got a lot of Sid on my playlist. I think I'll be excited to see Sid in concert. I got a lot of Sid on my playlist.
I can see, yeah. I liked Murray when he first came out, but now he's starting to rap and sound like Rod Wave to me. So now I'm like,
oh yeah. I forgot what happened to him. Like,
I'm gonna go back.
Something happened with his deal or something.
He said he was about to put his album out, and the nigga basically, he said he called Cole. Funny, he said he called Cole. Basically, he was cool. He said,
Cole said redo that shit.
And he's like, "What you doing?" He said, "What you up to?" He was like, "No, I'm sitting there playing video games." He's like, "That's what you doing right now? That's all you doing? Playing video games?" He said, "He was like, all right, bet." And he said he didn't even understand what he was saying, and he hung up. And his girl was like, "You didn't get what he was saying." He's saying like, "That's all you doing? You ain't doing nothing else for the album? That's it? Like, that's it? That's all you got?"
And I think those moments like that. Let's pause. Let's freeze frame that moment.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with Murray. Mm-hmm. Has everything to do with men in general.
Yeah.
And a man that has a woman. Mm. Two things about that moment. Number one, I'm insecure about that moment. I don't want that moment to happen to me. The reason why I don't want that moment to happen to me is because in that moment, I'm thinking like, if I was my girl, I would be like, this nigga's a fucking bum.
Yeah,
that's how
you would feel.
Like,
but you gotta understand.
But I'm also grateful that she.
Yeah, and that's a rite of passage because that moment happened for Cole. That happened with Cole. That happened for Cole with his.
I don't remember him saying that. What happened?
He came in his whole second album, Born Sinner, was his Born Sin was putting that first album out. Mm. That's why out of all the albums people talk about, people think I'm crazy when I say Born Sinner is still my favorite Cole album, and I love a lot of them because I've never publicly heard somebody just completely like fall on the bomb for letting somebody else control how their first album went. Talking about how he took all his songs to Jay, and Jay like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. Songs that I loved ended up on Friday Night Lights that I would have thought would have been hits. Nah, that's not it. Nah, that's not it. To the point that Jay was like, nah, the workout is it. Then you put the workout out, and your favorite rapper is like, why Cole make that shit? Like, fuck with that. So now you gotta deal with the same thing. He felt the same way you did, man. Fuck this nigga. But it's Nas. Mm-hmm. So you would get to that point eventually too. Like, man, fuck this. I would probably feel like that too. Then you're like, damn, it is somebody who I actually respect, who I actually look up to. Maybe I should put my ego to the side and dig a little deeper for this album.
It's not.
Or maybe I should just be confident in my shit and not let what somebody who I look up to affect me. But either way, I feel like it's a point in time that helps you grow. Because whether you take the advice or not, it's a period of growth for that artist. I feel like Cole got that from Hove, and he damn sure got that publicly
I think
from
you're too
Nas.
far from the mic, bro.
Oh yeah, I feel like Cole got that from Hove, and he damn sure got that from Nas.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like he passed that. That was him being like doing the same shit that he didn't like.
No, I wasn't talking about the moment from Cole. I'm talking about having to have my woman interpret a moment of mentorship from an artist for me.
Oh yeah.
That's the moment I'm talking about. I'm completely fine with a J. Cole or somebody telling me, yo, nigga, you need to do more. Yeah. I bet. I'm gonna get it in. What are some suggestions you think? Like, what would you do if you was in my position? I don't care about criticism. Yeah. I think the moment for me would have been like, I missed the criticism, and then my girl had to give it to me. Yeah. Damn. Like, that's the moment that I heard for me. Like,
you didn't even realize. Like, you chilling. You was having a good day. That's how Murray was. He was playing the video game.
Like, yeah, I'm just chilling. And then your girl, like, you ain't get what he was saying?
Yeah, he's saying that's all you doing.
Oh, no. That's the moment that I don't want to have. It is an ego shot. Yeah, because now my woman is looking at me like, you goofy ass nigga. Like, not even that, okay, yeah, all I'm doing is playing video games. But at least being able to say, well, damn, that is all I'm doing. What would you do, Cole? All right, let me get to it. I'm about to make some calls. Yeah. At least she can see you spurting the action. Yeah. She seen you get chastised and didn't even recognize you got chastised and went back to the game and shit.
Playing,
and then it was just like that's the moment.
Yeah, I see you.
That's the moment where it's like,
because I would be sick about the first one too. My ego would get mad at the rapper.
I'm not even mad at the rapper though, because it's out of love. It's out of love. I think I don't know how that conversation went for surely. Yeah. But the fact that I'm even on the phone with you meant that you wanted more from me.
Yeah, I mean you're calling me. That's what you got to remember. This nigga is calling. He don't gotta call me. If I'm Ray and he's
like,
Cole,
what you doing? Like, what you got going on with your album?
To say anything to me, so yeah.
Because if you did have something going on with your album, he probably wanted to put his 2 cents.
Yeah, like even with the Cole shit, like Jay-Z put a night out and had dinner and rented a restaurant to tell you about your album. So regardless if you didn't want to hear what he wanted to hear, and to be honest, maybe he puts the first album out that I like, and maybe the shit don't go right, and maybe we don't even have Cole now, because maybe Jay like, nah, you ain't listening. You put your first shit out, it tanked. I don't want to deal with you no more. Mm-hmm. Then that changes the whole course of how he is. Sometimes you got to play battle roles, and Workout was a gold or platinum song, even if a lot of niggas was hearing it and was like, you know what I mean? Then you get control and you make whatever you want now, and you get artists and let them make whatever they want now. So a lot of times it's worth the sacrifice. I would say it's worth it, because even that became Born Center, which I thought was a beautiful testament to just like even the intro. I know he was on like, I'm never gonna sell my soul again. I'm pretty sure he said some shit like that on the intro, and I'm like, yo, I've never heard a nigga just completely confirm what I thought, because if you're hearing Friday Night Lights and the Sideline Story, it was like this was cool, but this shit wasn't Friday Night Lights. Yeah, Friday Night Lights, premeditated murder. You know what I'm saying, when I'm going, Two-Face, like the shit he was saying on there, even them black Dead Presidents freestyles and shit was different. But yeah, I would be sick if my girl had to just tell me, yeah, this nigga criticizing you.
That's the one. Because I can anybody that's doing better than me, and got the wherewithal and interest to call my phone and see what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't feel no type of way about you giving me criticism. I really don't. Yeah, because I'm a lifelong learner, and being a learner means you have to endure criticism. That's the only way you actually.
I don't really mind. Especially to me, if you're a real fan and a real supporter, like, oh yeah, let me shout out your student. No, we only got a couple minutes left.
Oh yeah,
what's your student name?
Shout out Tata, man.
Tata, yo, shout out Tata, man. Tata ran up on me in the Hanini. I thought I was getting pressed. Nigga said, yo, we need more consistency on the YouTube, yo.
Yeah, that is crazy. As soon as he described it, I was like, oh, that gotta be Tata.
Yeah, okay, nigga, yeah, I got you for sure. I'm back in there this week. He said, yeah, you know, Bilal, my teacher, you know what I'm saying? Asked me. So he didn't even say Bilal, my teacher. He said he ain't say he know me. He said, yeah, Bilal, my teacher, he know what time it is. Like, you can ask me. Shout out to Tata. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? When you get some music, you know, I'll post a link or something for you.
Facts. Yeah, send it over to the Lum LaL joint.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's funny. But I got a couple of students that be watching the pod, and it's just always funny because I don't really be putting it out there like that, but they'll end up finding it. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll just like, yo, you have podcasts? I watch every episode. Y'all gotta drop some more. So yeah, we back up on it. More consistent. You know what I mean?
Zoom on the Yamaha
for sure.
Back up on it.
And what else? I think there was one more thing I want to touch on before we got out of here.
You got 1 minute. You know. Beer coming next month, baby.
Shout out to CoStar Brewing. We're about to start brewing the beer in July. Dropping. Shout out to CoStar Brewing. We are going to, you know, put some reels together, put some social media stuff together so y'all can see exactly how we making the beer, what the flavors is going to be. I'm excited. Shout out to everybody over at Barrel and Flow. The festival is dropping August 9th. That whole week up to the 9th. They call it Barrel and Flow Week. So they're going to have just events that are going to be sponsored by Barrel and Flow. We hope to have an event go off, but even if we don't, we will be at the festival with a beer at the Co-Star Brewing Tent. Come holla at the Lum LaL Show.
Different stuff, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Flash
So yeah, good things on the way, man. A lot of music being made right now. But either way, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you like and subscribe.
For sure. And
come back next time. It's the Lum LaL Show, and we'll holla at you next time.
Peace easy.
Peace.